Welcome, everybody. Introductions are in order, especially after me not broadcasting for the last couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and do that. I will be back in about 20 seconds. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. It is so wonderful to be back with another unboxing. Yes, sight unseen. I have sat on my hands for the last 2 months, and we are finally opening the Crow Tarot tonight. Like, look at this. Look at the sheen here. Hold on. Where is my... Where's my ring light? No idea where I just put my ring light, but that's okay. You can see the sheen right there. I promise you, it's not unsealed. It is sealed. And we're opening it tonight. So, introductions, besides the whole, hi, my name is Hilary. I am a professional tarot reader. I've been doing this for 20 years now professionally. Holy crap. And I have been doing EFT tapping for four of those 20 years. So, wow, it has been a long and lustrous tarot career so far. So if you're not familiar with the live stream, I try and do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been a couple of weeks so that I haven't done it, so I thank you all for your patience. And we are back to broadcasting consistently now every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the pillars of each of these episodes is the astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest, $99 for a year-long subscription, astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it incredibly helpful in planning my personal life as well as my professional life. So I'll usually give the skinny for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I don't want to give away the farm. If you're really interested in getting the Astro Biz Digest for yourself, then you have to pay for it. And I encourage you to do so. So you can go ahead and do that. It's in the chat, but I've also displayed the link on screen here as well. Don't go there right now. Wait until the end of the episode, okay? So we do astrology at the top of the episode. Then I'll usually teach a topic or do an unboxing. Then in the middle of the episode, we do a mid-episode reading in which one lucky viewer wins a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. And when that happens during an unboxing night, they will usually be read from the deck that is being unboxed that night. So tonight, as long as the winner of the mid-episode reading wants to be read with the Crow Tarot, we will be reading with the Crow Tarot. And then at the end of the episode, we will do the weekend forecast, in which I pull an oracle card for you. So we can go into the weekend prepared and not scared. So that is the rundown. Those are the 3 big pillars that we do on this broadcast every Friday night. So that sounds good to you. Let's launch into it without further ado. Let's take a look at the astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest, which I've already pulled up here on my phone. Okay, so If you are feeling the energies already, the energies that you're feeling, especially if you've been feeling either really, really drained or you've had insomnia, that is because the full moon is coming. The May ends with a bang. The full moon in Sagittarius lights up the skies on the 31st. This is a rare blue moon, so it's not blue. But the blue moon happens when there are two full moons in a month. So since this is the second full moon, it is in the month of May, it is a blue moon. It's a gorgeous lunation for a business trip, or you might want to celebrate a recent win. A gathering with your team, favorite peers, or VIP clients could bring the month to a close in a friendly way. So celebrate, especially when the full moon is in Sagittarius. That is your sign to either take a business trip or celebrate your recent wins. So that's the big astrological event of this week. And for the nitty gritty, we will go into it Friday. Friday morning is clear. Use this to update your budget, go over the profit and loss statements, and send exclusive sales emails to your VIP clients. At 8:05 p.m., so we're not there yet, the moon trines Jupiter and stations Void, ideal for a quiet night or red eye flight. So today, Friday, May 29th, is a power day for Scorpio and a weekday for Taurus. All right, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday finds the moon and is in optimistic Sagittarius at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This lunation is ideal for travel, risks, learning, broadcasting, publishing, and speaking up. However, you'll want to avoid all of that when the moon opposes Uranus at 12:45 p.m. This aspect tends to stir up chaos. It's better to step back until that energy clears 2 hours later. P.S. Trouble with your team is possible then. Be ready to address that as soon as you can, should it arise. The Moon-Neptune trine at 4:53 p.m. is lovely for imaginative marketing. A dreamy campaign now could open wallets. A Moon-Pluto sextile at 7:34 p.m. clears the way for bold speeches and powerful connections, the ideal end to your Saturday. Sunday's full moon in Sagittarius, like I was mentioning at the top of the episode, is in the house at 4:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so Sunday morning. And then at 9:21 a.m., the moon trines Saturn and stations Void, your cue to take the rest of the day off. You deserve it. So both days, Saturday and Sunday this weekend, are power days for Sagittarius and weekdays for Gemini. So the big happening that's happening this weekend is the full moon in Sagittarius. All right. So at this time, I usually open up the floor to if you want to know if Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday was feeling a little hinky and you wanted to know the astrological reason why, you can certainly go ahead and ask in the chat, and I will. Oh gosh, did I close it? I didn't close it. It's still here. It's still here, right next to me. So you can go ahead and ask away if you'd like. And while you're asking away, we can move on to the main event of tonight's episode, which is unboxing the Crow Tarot, which I've been sitting on my hands to open for the last 2 months. Why? Because we had the beautiful Light Years Tarot by Chris Ann, and we've been working with that for the last 2 months. And kind of felt a little bit bad that I'm just like, Goodbye. But I will definitely be working with this more. You can certainly request this deck if you book a reading with me. You can certainly request to be read from this deck or any of the other decks that I have in my collection. I have been going through all of the decks in my tarot deck collection, so I can finally really compile a list of what decks I have and also count how many decks I have, which is a question that I never wanted to answer, but we're in the process of answering that question because I think I'm on 90 decks so far, and I'm certainly not done yet. So, but you can always request a specific deck to be read from, and if I have it in my collection, I will certainly do that for you. So Katie is here. Hello to Katie. Fran is here as well. Hello to Fran. No questions from Katie about the astro-weather. How about you, Fran? Anything you want to know about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Let me know. Ooh, big screen. I'm going to open you up on my big screen TV as well so I can see the cards better than on my phone. See in two places. That sounds good. Yeah, like what a good idea. So especially when we're doing an unboxing video where you want to like be able to look at the cards like a little bit more up close. Absolutely. Stream me on your TVs. I'd love to see it. All right. So Lights Ears Tarot, thank you so much for all of your many wonderful gifts. And now we're moving on to the Crow Tarot. Let me go ahead and pull up my unboxing overlay. Is it this? It is. It is indeed. Perfecto. All right. Very nice. That's good. I was on vacation this week, so it was smooth sailing. Good to hear that. All right. Unboxing episode. And if you're wondering what the QR code is over here, I'm pretty sure the QR code goes to my website. Pretty sure. Actually, I can answer that question for you. Hold, please. Since we had no questions about the astro-weather. Let's see. Yep, goes to my website. Fun with technology, right, guys? Though you do you do have to. Is this the best crowd to convince me to not buy something? You guys do have to convince me not to buy these really cute keychains that I saw that has and I guess it's an NFC chip in it that you just tap to someone's phone, and it's in the shape of like the Instagram label or the Facebook label or Twitch or YouTube. It's literally like the logo, like a cutesy like keychain logo of the thing, and you just tap it to someone's phone, and you can set it to your social media. Convince me not to buy it, guys, because I'm thinking of buying it instead of getting business cards. Can't help myself. Hello, good to see you on Teresa's live. I had just got out of bed at 4 a.m. I was not very alive. Oh, yeah. We've been doing a lot, actually. Melissa and I finally have nailed down our feral as well. So before I get, before I get into like look what I made, even though you guys have probably seen it if you follow me over on the gram. Is it this one? Yes, it was this one. We finally figured it out, guys. Katie, no. I'm not convinced. I think the keychain needs trialing, Hilary. Well, I mean, it's not that expensive. Like, I'm in the terrible position of, like, if you guys have ever seen the show Schitt's Creek, where David doesn't understand what a tax write-off actually means. And so he's like buying all of this different stuff, and he's like saying, "Oh, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off." And then his father's Johnny is just like, "No, that's not that at all." Yeah, I kind of get in my headspace about that, and just like, "Oh, I can write this off. Oh, I can write this off too. Wait, I can also write." And it's just like, there's some things you can, and there's some things you can't, and I don't know if it's just because it's cute. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't do a tax write-off for like my nail polish just because my nails need to look good for being a tarot reader. Pretty sure I can't write that off from my taxes. Anyway. Innocent look. You're not that innocent. I'm on to you. Fran, good to see you. Have you gotten the book? Yes, the book arrived just before the live. Cool. Yay. See, I knew this was not the right place to ask. I will tell you the same thing I tell my friend who is gluten intolerant. Those yeast rolls are horrible, and you aren't missing a thing, as I eat 4. Okay. All right. I will definitely update you guys if I do happen to get that. Probably not nail polish, but keychain is a part of marketing. I guess so. All right, I'll think about it. Anyway, speaking about the thing about marketing, like if you build it, it's not enough. Like Field of Dreams is a lie. This whole if you build it, they will come. No. If you build it and you market it, then they will come. So earlier today at 11:11 a.m. CST, we did our first real. We've been doing it for a while now, the feral readings on Instagram, but today we actually did, like, we had some lead time and we had already announced it, and I made a cute little thing on Canva, and we probably were the most successful we've ever been. So it's a lesson, not just for us, but for those of you watching, if you happen to be in business for yourself, or even if you're not, and you want to like get people's eyeballs on things, like, yes, if you build it, they will come. It's not always true, because if you build it and you market it and you announce it, then people will come, especially if you have enough time to like generate. Like, you can't just announce something in the morning and then do the thing in the evening. It's just like, that's just probably not going to work. So announce it, market it, announce it. Give enough time for people to hear about it, and then they'll come. So this is me announcing it. We're going to do it again on Monday, 11:11 a.m. CST. If the time zone works out for you, awesome. If it doesn't work out for you, then you just have to book a reading with me. And then my scheduling app will deal with like time zone things and everything. And so if my time zone matches up with your time zone and you find an appointment that matches with the both of us, then that can happen. But if you happen to be available at 11:11 a.m. CST, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can join us over on Instagram for feral tarot readings. $20 will make you holler. Probably the most inexpensive way to get a reading with the both of us. All right. Now, the real point of tonight's episode. We are unboxing the Crow Tarot by MJ I'm going to butcher this. Kulinan? MJ. I'm sorry. So this is one of the 2 tarot decks that I bought at Cozy Coven in Sleepy Hollow, New York. So I bought the Light Seers Tarot there, and I bought the Crow Tarot deck there. As always, if I received a reviewer copy of a deck, I will let people know about this. So in this case, these 2 decks, yeah, I get paid. I'm going to have to pass it along to Melissa. I got paid to do the wild thing. Wild thing. I got the reference. Thank you. So when I receive a reviewer copy of something, I will always say, hey, I received a reviewer copy of this in exchange for doing an unboxing or talking about this deck or giving a review of this book or this deck. So, but in this case, I boxed the Light Seers Tarot and the Crow Tarot from Cozy Coven and Sleepy Hollow. All right. So the Crow Tarot is paying homage to the mystical energy of crows and ravens. It invites us to fly through the veil and connect with our intuitive powers. This artfully created 78 card deck is infused with the familiar symbolism of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, making it ideal for both beginners and professional readers. The 88-page guidebook presents upright and reverse meanings and includes a custom Crow tarot spread. See, I keep on forgetting to do this, guys. So usually most tarot decks will have an exclusive tarot spread that goes along with that deck, and I keep on forgetting to do it. Maybe that's what I should do at the end of the month when I'm done with a particular tarot deck, is to do a reading, like a kind of like a post-mortem reading about that deck using their exclusive tarot spread. Hold me accountable, guys. Hold me accountable. So in this case, we just finished up with the Light Seers Tarot. So I do probably need to do a post-mortem review of like what the Light Seer Tarot was like, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. That's going to be very, very short because I really liked a lot of stuff about the Light Seers Tarot. I think it's a fantastic deck. I'm very, very pleased with it. So for example, the Light Seers Tarot, of course, this is going to be one that doesn't have one. Knowing my luck. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Post-mortem reading. Yes, yes. Not this episode, since Crow Tarot. But I'm pretty sure there was. Yeah, there's a couple. So like Light of the Day, Draw, which is the daily message of light. So that's card of the day. Light and Shadow Spread. Light and Shadow Spread is placing cards in their upright and reversed positions on purpose. Where is the greatest opportunity for light in the situation? You place it upright. And Shadow Seer, place in the Shadow Seer position, is where's the greatest opportunity to heal shadow in the situation. That's interesting. Lightworker Illumination Spread, Colleen Love Spread, Soul Joy Spread. So we've got quite a few options on the Light Seers Tarot. You know, what I'm feeling called to do, and again, hold me accountable to this, because very similar to when I get sacred amnesia when I'm doing a reading for a client, sometimes I will forget some of the things that I say during the live stream because it's almost like a channeling thing. Like the message is not meant for me, it's meant for you guys. So hold me accountable. And we'll do a post-mortem on the Light Seers Tarot and use the light and shadow spread. So we can say that where's the greatest opportunity for light by using the Light Seers Tarot, and where is the greatest opportunity to heal shadow using the Light Seers Tarot. Does that make sense? I think that's probably the best way to go about it. There's definitely other spreads in here. But I think that would probably be the most appropriate spread. I mean, I'll look into it, but and then voila, we've got 2 episodes for the price of 1 tarot deck. The unboxing and then the post-mortem. You heard it here first. Okay. Enough. It is time. All right. So the publisher for the Crow Tarot was US Game Systems. Came out in 2019, or at least this version came out in 2019. And I'm going to go ahead and use my spiky Morticia Addams scissors to open this baby up. Oh, that was a good cut. All right, she inviting. So as usual, when I do an unboxing, I will go through the 22 major arcana, and then we will intermix the majors and the minors together, shuffle them up, and then the mid-episode reading, which you can win when we get there, will be done with this particular tarot deck. And then over the next month, I will be pulling card of the day on my social media accounts from the Crow Tarot. That's how we do it here in Tarot by Hilary Land. All right, so telescoping box. I think that's correct terminology. Telescoping box. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Go. Crow Tarot. So you've got the guidebook on the top. You've got the cards underneath. And then this is sealed up yet again. Here's the backs. All right. Glad I didn't put away my embroidery scissors. Yeah, love me some crows. Pretty. I'm like, oh, guys. I have a feeling I'm going to really like this deck in a completely different way than I liked the Light Seers Tarot, but no less of a loving way. Ooh, I'm liking the cardstock. So it's a little bit slippery. It has a slip to it. Yep, here are the backs. Okay. And we're going to go through. Before we go through, let's take a look at the guidebook a little bit. Okay. Seattle-based. Okay. Crows have always held a special place in my heart. I cannot pinpoint when or why it started, but for as long as I can remember, since I was a little girl growing up south of Boston, they have fascinated me. It may be because when I look into their eyes, I get a distinct feeling that they know something so much more significant than I could ever comprehend, something otherworldly. From the perspective of an artist, I often find myself mesmerized by crow's feathers, as each one holds a myriad of colors. When the sunlight washes over their bodies, they appear vibrant and iridescent as shades of purple, deep indigo, and soft caramel play in the light. Then, poof, in an instant, the bird will turn pitch black as if creating a hole in space before my eyes. Living in Seattle, crows are a noticeable part of the landscape. From the beach to the mountains, they dot the skies, speckle the sand, and top the trees. I am fortunate to have a record number of crows fly through our neighborhood, stopping along the way to pick up a treat or spend an afternoon on the telephone wires cawing at strangers. They serve as an excellent alarm system when something nearby is amiss. Yes, exactly. Okay, so based on the backs, no way to tell up from down. That's correct. If you happen to read with reversals, which is not required, by the way, but if you happen to read with reversals, you will not know whether or not it's an upright or reversed card from the backs. Crow energy is intense and mystical. In some cultures, they are known as tricksters and shapeshifters with the ability to morph into other animals or humans. Crows never forget a face, and if we are open, they let us connect with them in an extraordinary, almost soulful way. Like humans, crows can hold a grudge for a lifetime. Same. They also pass down stories to warn future generations of the dangers around them. Crows are truly remarkable creatures. When I set out to create my first tarot deck, it made sense that I use my favorite muse as the focus. Developing the project, I had two goals. First, to make each card a piece of art that pays homage to crows and ravens. Second, to infuse each image with familiar symbolism from the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot so that both novice and professional tarot readers would be able to use the deck with confidence without needing to memorize new interpretations. By the way, as I get old, older, not necessarily wiser, but older, and as I use the tarot more and more, like I said, I've been reading professionally for 20 years now. I don't think memorization actually is the most effective way to learn how to read tarot. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I learned the wrong way, but at the time that I learned tarot, I thought that was how you had to do it, almost like in a flash style kind of flashcard style way of learning. And like, honestly, I can't pinpoint when I went from book to card to card to book to book to card and then just like finally clicking into place. And I also, even if I could bottle it or create that magic bullet, I don't think I would, because I think learning a system like a divination system like the tarot, it should be personal to you, and it's going to take as long as it takes for that click to happen. So, tangent. I believe we all possess the answers to our life questions. Everything we need to know is already within us. We only need to tap into the source. With the use of tarot cards, we have a direct channel to our higher self. When used correctly, tarot cards are less of a fortune telling novelty than a useful tool for self discovery. For daily use, I prefer to pull 3 cards rather than just one, asking the deck to tell me a story. I usually find myself contemplating the cards long after the reading. I often discover something new about myself that I had either overlooked or avoided. At other times, I find different ways of tackling the problem. For all those who use this deck, may you connect with the intuitive power of the crow and fly through the veil. Lovely. Thank you, MJ. So each card has at least a page of an interpretation. and it has both upright and reversed interpretations. Just black and white. And there is a specific tarot spread for this deck. One. So that makes it easier for the post-mortem. Not to skip ahead of ourselves here, but there is the Crow tarot spread. Okay. Enough yapping, Hilary. People want to see the cards. The Fool. The Magician. I think the High Priestess is the cover girl. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. The High Priestess. I'm okay. I'm okay. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. Okay. And then the order from there is the Wands, King through Ace, which is an interesting choice. And then the Cups, King through Ace. Swords, king through ace, and then pentacles, king through ace. So before I start shuffling up the minor arcana, is there any particular card that anyone wants to see while they're in order of the minor arcana before I go ahead and shuffle them up? Or any of the major arcana that people want to see again? This deck is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. There's some very striking images there. Very much mixed energy of Crow and RWS. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the minor arcanas here. Let's go for our usual minors. Okay, king and queens of wands, and any other suits of fancy. Um, so king and queens of wands. So that's easy enough because the king's right here. So here is the king of wands. And then here is the queen of wands. So I do like that it is the crow tarot, but there's still other animal friends in it. Because there's make no mistake, you know it's a crow deck, but you can still combine other animal energy within it, which I kind of like. All right, I have to know personally. I need to know. I want to see the Queen of Cups. Yeah, wands definitely showing the Leo energy association for sure. Oh, the Queen of Cups is so pretty, guys. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. I will say that some people might see the amount of symbolism on the cards to be maybe cluttered or a little bit too much or a little too chaotic. I kind of like it though. There's a lot of juice here. There's a lot of places to rest your eye. All right, I gotta see the two of cups. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Two of cups. And I gotta go for my girl, which is the Queen of Swords. Though I haven't been as Queen of Swordsy lately, I feel like I've been morphing or evolving into more of a Queen of Cups, which is kind of nice. Yes, exactly. And the Queen of Cups, the also crab, Cancer in that. So maybe a pro to this deck is there's astrology in it without it being completely like overt. There's a nod to the astrology without it being like totally in your face. There's Queen of Swords. Any other requests for card to look at? So I'm going to start shuffling up the majors. They got a good. They've got some. They've got some good shuffling power on there. They've got a nice slide. They've not got a nice glide to them. All right, let's pop out the lottery jar and the comment snake and the countdown. And let's get this moving. But Katie says, yes, definitely a nod to the astrology, which can be helpful if you're doing a reading with the person in mind, for sure. Okay, so let's change this over to the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer will win a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. Let's go ahead and put that up. And your way to do so is by writing the word tarot, Tarot, into the chat. And we will close this in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And while we're waiting for participants, I will shuffle. Okay, the majors are feeling pretty shuffled, so I'm going to go ahead and put them down onto the minors. Nice glide to them. Really, really nice glide to them. Now, I haven't been inserting reversals into my deck of the months explorations lately. There may come a time when I'm working with the Crow Tarot where it says to me, hey, read with reversals with me. It's not that I can't read with reversals. I absolutely can. But the whole reason that I started reading with reversals is because I thought I wouldn't be a true tarot reader if I didn't read with reversals. And now I've realized that that is bullshit. So you can read with reversals, you can read without them, you can feel any blockages or miscommunications to the energy, which usually a reversal will indicate, but then you have a visual representation of that. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, oh, the cards are telling me like the interpretation that I need to give for that particular context. So that's kind of nice to know. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't have to make my life more complicated than it had to be or make my tarot learning more complicated than it had to be. Cool. Nice to know 20 years later or over 20 years later. Because I have been, what was it? Let's do the math. I have been working with the tarot since I was 16 years old, and I'm 45 this year. So that's how long I've been working with the tarot. Professionally, I've been doing it since 2005. So, yeah. So as of October of last year, I've been doing it for 20 years professionally. Guys, we only have a minute left. What's going on? Does no one want a reading with the Crow Tarot? It's been a couple of weeks since I've done the live stream, so it's fair game. Yeah, Katie's just like, Fran, where are you? Jump in the lottery jar. Jump in. All right, I've shuffled the minors, I've shuffled the majors, and now I'm shuffling the majors into the minors. A little bit at a time. Jamie's here. Hello, Jamers. All right. Yeah, now everyone's getting in here. Jamie, if you want to be considered for a reading, put tarot into the chat. Tarot. That was like a game. That was a game time decision there, guys, with the countdown going all the way down, and then everyone just jumped in. Jump in the jar, Jamie. Jump in. I'm going to put the countdown widget back up. So I'm not going to do a full 3 minutes again, but we are going to do like about a minute, about a minute 33. So any latecomers? Oh, looking great. Thank you, Jamie. So for anyone that's just joining us now, we've been unboxing the Crow Tarot, and I have been doing my first impressions of the majors. And now we are at the point of the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer wins a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast, usually during an unboxing. We will do that reading from the deck that we're unboxing. Oh, and Nick's here too. Hey, Nick. Good timing all around. All right. 30 more seconds more to get in here. Get your asses in here to be considered for a free 3-card reading live on the broadcast. We've got a couple more majors to shuffle in. And then we will go ahead and pick a winner. Now, if you do not win the reading tonight, never fear, my friends. You just have to tune in again next week, because we do the mid-episode reading every episode. All right. Is everyone in that wants to be in? I'm going to do a last call. Most of the time I don't do a last call, but we are active tonight, so. One last call for alcohol, so bring in a whiskey and beer. Closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Please don't sue me for singing a song. Please don't sue me for singing a song. All right, let's pick a winner. Katie! Katie, you are the winner of the mid-episode reading tonight. Now, you can either choose to go ahead and take that win and put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards for your question. Or if you'd like to pass it on to somebody else, please let me know. You can put their name into the chat, and we'll do the reading for them. And I'm going to go ahead and hide that. And while we are waiting for the question, I'm going to keep on shuffling, and I'm also going to do a little hydration station here. This glide is fantastic on this deck, guys. I'm very, very excited. So while we're waiting, hydration station. If you happen to have water or anything else close to hand, I would recommend you go ahead and hydrate while I hydrate. Katie is being very generous and asking, who needs a reading desperately? Type now. Otherwise, I'll do a what I need to know query. What do I need to know query? Which is very kind and very generous. That's true. Katie is always kind. So to show your kindness, you're getting the reading. All right. So what do you need to know query right now from the Crow Tarot? All right. This is it. So, Four of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Judgment card. And you all saw I shuffled pretty darn thoroughly. So I truly believe that people that are meant to, if you're meant to have a reading, then you're meant to have that reading. So the fact that Katie, you put it out there and you said, hey, anyone? And nobody spoke up. I think it's a sign that you need this reading. Not only that, but I do believe that when we have a majority of major arcana cards coming up, especially at a shorter reading like a 3-card reading, it is a sign to sit up and pay attention. So I think this reading, you were meant to have this mid-episode reading. So yes, crows reveal away. All right, so as I usually like to do, I'm going to go ahead and give my interpretations first based on, my knowledge as a tarot reader. What I know, the Four of Cups to be, the Hierophant to be, the Judgment card to be. And then we're going to look at the guidebook text so that I'm not unduly influenced, yay or nay, in any way. So first, we're getting the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups, yeah, okay, very much sitting up and listening. Great. So the Four of Cups, we do have the similar iconography of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, where we have the tree, we have the figure, we have the 3 cups, and then we have the fourth cup being offered on a cloud. But we can't tell via a crow's body language whether or not that body language is looking towards that cup of opportunity or looking away from that cup of opportunity. But generally speaking, when I see the Four of Cups, no matter what Four of Cups is coming up, I caution the querent to make sure that they're not dismissing opportunities completely out of hand just because they look different than they had originally visualized them to be. So there is that saying of like not looking a gift horse in the mouth, which is kind of for cupsy and kind of not at the same time. But when I see the Four of Cups, it's like, don't dismiss an opportunity out of hand just because it doesn't look exactly like what you envisioned or what you put on your vision board, or, what you had your manifestation or your vehicle to be in your spell work. As it's still an opportunity, and there's still power in those opportunities you're being given, even if they don't look the way that you expected them to look. So, Four of Cups, Hierophant. This is going to be a little bit of a different interpretation than the one that I usually would give for the Hierophant, but it's just like let yourself be the authority. Like most of the time, the Hierophant to me is about like looking to another place of authority, and kind of like a more bookish figure or a person that's just like it's kind of a religious tasting kind of card. And sometimes it is about dogma for dogma's sake, and like, why do you believe what you believe? It's just like you can't really believe in something without really fully testing that belief. In this case, I don't know, my eye is being drawn to the Hierophant crow, and this, like, the wing is out this way, and it's almost like look at my feathers. It's like kind of like a da-da, here I am. And not being afraid of your own power, and like kind of stepping into your authority, which I usually don't see the Hierophant as exactly that. I usually get that more for the Emperor, but for some reason, the Hierophant, to this particular Hierophant, to me is like standing in your place of authority, and like stepping into your authority, because you are the only authority on you. Now, it's interesting that I'm getting that interpretation for the Hierophant when we also then have the Judgment card, which is also a very much you are the only authority on you. And it has like this, like, only God will judge me kind of energy. Um, it's actually kind of impressive how they got the iconography of the rapture into crows. Because look, it's like almost like little crow souls rising up to the caw. But it is that wake up call kind of moment where it's just like, holy crap, like I am my own authority. Like, why did I let somebody else take away my power? I had it's like, it's very kind of like Dorothy and Glinda and the Wizard of Oz. Like, you had the power to go home all along, and it's just like, you bitch, you couldn't have told me that from the start. And but would you have listened? Do you know what I mean? So now it's time to take back your power. Be the authority on your own life. And nobody can take that from you. And also, like, not allowing other people's opinions to weigh way more than your opinion on yourself. So that's my interpretation of the cards. Let's go to the guidebook. And I will hold up each and every card as I'm quoting from the guidebook. So, Four of Cups. The crow in the tree pays no attention to the cup in the sky, nor has any interest in discovering the contents of the cups below. He sits detached from his community, unmotivated to do much of anything, and is bored by yet another shiny object. The Four of Cups speaks to a time of depression and the inability to find anything to be excited about. You may be in a time of self imposed darkness, whether it is from disappointment or a bad relationship. The Four of Cups asks that you go inward and look for what brought you to this place of discontentment. It also may be a good time to take stock of all the things that have been going well, as that is the quickest way to raise low spirits. Yes, Nick. Bird. Not quite what I said. All right. The Hierophants. The Hierophant has keywords of education, tradition, religious institutions, and higher learning associated with the element of earth. Hmm. Absolutely being encouraged by this. I'm going to have to think carefully about this, probably do some meditation. Yes. Yeah, this is going to be like kind of a meditation kind of deck, I think. A lot of like probably a really good shadow work kind of deck as well. So associated with the element of earth, the Hierophant crow is pragmatic and does not take unnecessary risks. This crow appears at a time when a conventional approach is needed to resolve a situation or help further a project. This card brings a warning that now is not a time to think outside the box. Instead, seek knowledge from a well regarded institution or person. The Hierophant's role is to stand before others as a mentor and spiritual teacher. He is deeply connected with the divine and could represent guidance that comes from connecting with our higher self through a professional healer. Honestly, I think that you're that person. Hmm. This that read hits. Not quite depression, but illness and definitely hermit time. Okay. And then finally, judgment. Transition, reincarnation, and rebirth associated with the element of fire. The crow calls out for those who are ready to rise up and face their past by accepting the judgment. Only by acknowledging the history will you be able to move forward into the future. Now is an excellent time to meditate. Okay, Katie. Now is an excellent time to meditate and listen to your inner voice. It is only through quiet contemplation that you find a path to absolution. The judgment card may reflect a recent awakening that has moved you to take stock of any habits or life choices that are holding you back. Now, also the reversed meaning of this card, it's not coming up reversed because I did not put the reversals into it, but it's kind of in there in my interpretation. Um, when judgment is reversed, it may suggest that you're not the one in control of your decisions or that you have given up power. That part, giving up power, it's basically taking stock and then taking your power back. Yeah. Time to step out of my cave. Yes, for sure. Maybe one final meditation and then it's time to step out of your cave. All right. Like well then, these cards are not messing around, huh guys? Well, thank you, Katie, so much for being open to the mid-episode reading. And I know that getting a reading done in a public space is an act of vulnerability, and I appreciate your openness in doing so. For those of you who have who have not won the mid-episode reading, you just can come back again next week and try again. And if you can't wait that long, you can certainly book a reading with me, tarotbyhilary.com. Yeah, I'm getting that take my power back from this reading for sure. Okay, this has made me feel very, very encouraged though about unboxing the Crow Tarot and using it for the upcoming month of June. Can't believe it's June already, guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to exploring this all month long, starting tomorrow. It's okay. We can start June tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hilary. That was great encouragement for the things I need to do. You're very, very welcome. Wow. Okay. I'm also asking for advice on what we should do our episode on next for next week, Friday. Should we do the post-mortem of the Lightseers Tarot? I think it's probably a good time to do it. I don't want to get all like, I don't want to get so unboxy. You know, there's many other aspects of the tarot that people can learn, and I'd love to get back to you know, teaching episodes. But at the same time, I don't want to forget that we have to do a post-mortem on the Lightseers Tarot and maybe some of the other decks that we've done unboxings on. But my DMs are open. If you have any suggestions for upcoming episodes, I would love to hear it. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, because I know I'm like looking back and it's just like, what were the other unboxings that we did? And I'm just like, I am not going to remember my impressions of working with that deck because it's been a while since I worked with that deck. But since since I just worked with the Lightseers Tarot, post-mortem while still fresh in mind is probably the best way to go. So I will definitely be doing that, guys. That'll be next week. In fact, probably after we finish up here, I will make sure, or after this episode, but before I shut my computer down for the night, I will go ahead and schedule that episode so I don't forget. Is that a deal? I think so. All right. Let me take that down. Let me take the comment snake down. So all that's left is our weekend forecast. But before we do that, please make sure to follow, subscribe, click the bell for notifications when I go live. Besides Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the usual time. But I am trying to also do more tapping videos on this platform. And yeah, other things outside of this live stream. But follow, click the bell, subscribe, do all of the things. Book a reading. All right. Should we do the Oracle card from my mega deck of Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle, or should we go to Rebecca Campbell's website and click the instant guidance button? I will leave it up to you guys. Yes. Yes, Fran. Yes. Yes, it's been about 2 weeks. So, can't you tell? Can't you tell? Can't you see the glow? And things are happening. Like, things are happening. I'm teaching at 2 tarot conferences in the fall. I might be teaching at a third. I have to ask my friend if they're still looking for presenters for Harvest Gathering, because it's been a few years since I've done since I've taught there. So I might do that. There's other stuff going on too that I can't announce yet, but and Melissa almost like completely whiffed it during the Feral Friday readings too. And just like, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? I'm like, no, no, it hasn't been announced yet. But I will say you may want to use my affiliate link for Hot Girl Spring, which is the High Vibe Honey membership, the tapping membership, for reasons that will soon become apparent. Let me see if I can find that right now, so I can just drop it into the chat. I think it's this one. Could be wrong about this. No, not that one. I have it somewhere. Thank you. The happy dance, and singing for more tarot work. Yeah. You best market on this place, the other places, events, so people head over. Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm doing it right now. Hold on. Let's see. It's an affiliate link, but I don't have the affiliate links memorized, of course. Aha, aha, aha. Okay, it's this one right here. Oh, darn you. Let me see. Can I drop it in here? That is not what I wanted to do. Crud. I think it'll work if I do this. As I say it, and now it's probably not going to come up because it's all like kaflooey. So, now it came up. So it's in the chat. I'm pretty sure that'll work as long as it has rootable in it. But you need to sign up for High Vibe Honey in the next 2 days because the Hot Girl Spring price ends before June 1st. So, but you do want to be in Gala Darling's membership in order to see the fun thing that they haven't announced yet. That has something to do with me. Okay. Let's do. Did anyone have any thoughts on? Oh, what is easier for me for Oracle decks? Either really. We're gonna get dragged either way, guys. pick your poison. We're gonna get dragged either way by the Oracle cards. That's something to memorize. That's something to put on my business card. You're gonna get dragged by the cards either way. You might as well have me as your guide to do it. Pretty sure pretty sure it's this link that can be used. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Dump him. The card with the cards spelling out dump him. I love that shit. Oracle cards are coming. Oracle cards are coming from us. Coming for us or from us? Both. So Nick is voting for the mega deck. So this chonker right over here. Hold on. Well, that requires me getting up. So technically speaking, it's would have been easier to go with the instant guidance, but the mega deck. It's a real unit. What's your highest kindness oracle? I don't know if I have one. They don't. It's not like they turn mean in my hands, but like they certainly can get very direct. So honestly, though these can be a little bit sharp too. I guess it's not the sword that's sharp. It's it is that who those who wield it. All right, let's go with the mega deck since it's in my hand. So this is a medley of the Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle, both by Rebecca Campbell, with artwork by Danielle Noel, who is best known for the Moonchild Tarot and the Starchild Tarot. Still don't have the Moonchild Tarot. I do have the Starchild Tarot, though. All right. Weekend forecast, y'all. What do we most need to know for this weekend? With a caveat to be kind. I feel like we've gotten this one kind of recently, but we're still going to go with it. So there's a difference between called and called out, but right now it's kind of both because we are getting the called card. And that would be from the Starseed Oracle. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. There's a fine line between called and called out. So let's go to the guidebook. Okay. All right. So the called card. You came to Earth with a double mission to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. Yeah, it seems like there's a theme here. Stepping up seems a theme today. All of us have something we are being called to do. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. So this has an activation that goes along with it. So if you happen to own the Starseed Oracle, you would put the card on your heart. I usually recommend, even if you don't or if you do, just put your hand on your heart chakra and whisper the following words. So you can repeat after me. You can also tap on this if you'd like. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tap. So repeat after me, follow along with me, follow the points, tap on the points that I do, and repeat out loud the words. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I have been training for this for lifetimes. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And let it go. That bit about my soul agreeing to this journey, I have a bit of a disagreement with. Yeah, my soul, my I have a bit of a disagreement with my soul and want to. What were you thinking? Gotcha. What on earth were you thinking? So that's the fun part about combining tarot and tapping or oracle cards and tapping. You can just tap that shit right in. You don't have to just hold your hand to your heart. You can also tap it through the points. All right. That was a lot, guys. Feeling called or feeling called out? You decide. All right. It was wonderful unboxing the Crow Tarot with you all. We will be using the Crow Tarot over the month of June, starting tomorrow. I know that May is not quite over yet, but we will be starting tomorrow with a card of the day from the Crow Tarot. So make sure you are following me on most of my social media platforms. You can find that by going to my website, tarotbyhilary.com. And I am at Tarot by Hilary on most social media platforms. And I can just go ahead and drop that unboxing right back in there. There you go, right there at Tarot by Hilary on most social media platforms. And that way you can find your card of the day from the Crow Tarot over the month of June. Thank you all so much for watching. A reminder again, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Tube of You and the Book of Face as well. Yep. Well, that's a lot. Whoo! Yeah. Big live today. Thank you so much, Hilary. Yeah, that was a lot. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Or as Tina Belcher likes to say, huh, 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 huh. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Wonderful weekend to you all. We do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be doing a post-mortem on the Light Seers Tarot next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will make sure to pre-schedule it so you can go ahead and, click on your notification so that you can be reminded that that event is coming up so you can tune in. So once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody, and a wonderful, wonderful week as well. Remember that You were called. You're called to step up. You're called and called out. It's kind of the same thing. Have a great week. See you on Friday. Bye.